What's up, Scorpio? Welcome to your December 2021 general reading. This is going to be for you, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, but it's not going to hit home for all of you guys, okay? So definitely check out your other placements. Let's get into this. If you have not yet seen, I actually did a December video that was just kind of going over some key dates, and that was for the collective. So I would definitely suggest that you watch that if you're interested, because that kind of ties a little bit of the astrology in with the cards to where things can make a little bit more sense for you guys, right? But in general, we are in Sagittarius season, which for you guys, this is a lot to do with your value, your finances, work, money, that type of thing. And there's a lot of good that can come from that, right? Because that part of your chart is being ignited. We are going to be having a new moon, right, in Sagittarius, which again is going to be really dynamic in terms of new beginnings for money, financial ventures, like different projects that you might be doing with other people. Really, really, really good new moon for your money, right? Along with that, we also will have on the same day, December 13th, we'll have Mercury moving to Capricorn and Mars moving to Sagittarius, right? So that's going to be really, really good for you in terms of also making these business deals. And also there's going to be, for a lot of you guys, a shift in the way that you guys think, right? Because with that Mercury going to be activating your third house, has a lot to do with thought processes, information, facts, right? It's everything that's connected to that Gemini energy. So I do feel like there's something that's going to be changing, right? Which I think for you guys is really, really good. You guys are a water sign, but you guys are fixed water, and Scorpio can be pretty immovable. Like, you guys, when you decide that you know something, whether you do or don't, y'all know it, and there's nothing else that anybody can say. It's really, really hard to convince a Scorpio otherwise. So I think this, Mercury going into your third house, this gives you guys a nice chance to look at things from different perspectives and elevate or change your mind about certain things that maybe it's just time to. Now, Mars being in your second house is also really, really good, right? Because Mars is that planet that's all about the drive, the action, the go-getter, the sexual nature even. And again, that tapping into your second house, that's more ignition for your monies and your abilities to grow your monies, which is really, really good. You guys got an overall pretty good spread. I do feel like the key things looking at here, or looking at the cards here, there's definitely some things ending, right? We just came out of your season, which is all about death and rebirth. It's all about transformation. So collectively, everyone's been going through big transformations. You guys are no different. You guys are coming to the end of a troubling cycle, which I think is really, really beautiful. For a lot of you guys, this has to do with relationships, which is really cool, and I'm sure you're thrilled about. And yeah, otherwise, I think this is a really good read. There's just a couple cards that I want to get into that might need to give us a little bit more information about what's to come. But the unseen energy, what was at the bottom of the deck, is the Nine of Cups, which we love this card because this is about satisfaction. This is about emotional satisfaction, independent of anything or anybody around you, right? This person is happy, they feel free, and they don't have, if you see, he has no one around him. It's just him and his bottle service or whatever. But like, this is about not needing to emotionally depend on somebody. And I think for a lot of you guys, especially those of you guys who might have been coming out of codependent relationships where either you felt like you were a little bit too dependent on your partner or your partner too dependent on you, I think some of those things are coming back this month in order for you to look at and choose a little bit differently. Also, I do want to say, starting out the month, December 1st, Neptune goes direct. Now, Neptune's been retrograde since like June, which basically this transit, it kind of helps us wash away the illusions and realize what things were fake and what things were not. It makes us realize what relationships were fake, what friendships are fake, what dealings were fake, and so that we're able to choose better, more authentic, secure relationships and dealings, right? So there's a lot that's shifting, in terms of perspective, but this is going to be really powerful for you guys in order to move forward. Now, You guys start off with Queen of Pentacles, which I love, and it makes total sense, again, because we are in your second house. There's a lot of opportunity for more growth, more money. You know, Queen of Pentacles, she's kind of the queen that does it all. She's got the business, she's got the kids, she runs them to practice, she can cook, she can, you know, she's earthy, she can sew some shit. Like, she can kind of do everything. And she makes it work, right? She's able to find abundance and sow seed and make things grow. So I do like this, especially seeing this in terms of, you know, us being in your second house. There is opportunity for more growth. And I think a lot of you guys are doing quite well in terms of your finances, if you're being honest. Now, interesting though, because what's crossing it is the Three of Swords. Now, the card that's crossing it is something that either helps or hurts. I want you guys to be really, really mindful of your feelings at this time, right? Because as many of you guys know, sometimes when we're not feeling the best, it can affect our work. And sometimes, you know, it can affect our work, it can affect our money. Let's say you go through a hard breakup and, you know, you're sad and all you can do is think about what went wrong or whatever. Sometimes that affects our work. So I want you guys to be really mindful of your feelings, very self-aware this month, because you don't want it to affect any opportunities that might be coming for you, right? That also means, like, even in situations where, I don't know, maybe you've got a new opportunity coming to you, or you're working with new people and maybe something didn't jive well, or like something didn't sit right with you in terms of like a contract or a meeting or something, not letting yourself get too emotionally elevated, right? Because Three of Swords does have to do with a heartbreak or a disappointment or somewhere where we feel betrayed. Maybe some of you guys feel like something, you know, maybe something is going wrong in terms of work, your work relationships. Maybe you didn't get an opportunity that you feel like you should have. Maybe some of you guys have been dealing with a Sagittarius. I do feel like, though, this is kind of pointing to something that didn't initially go into your favor, but it's for your own good. Like, it didn't feel good, but it's for your own good. You know what I mean? Temperance is about alchemy. It's about finding flow. It's about finding balance. And it's about also knowing that you don't direct time, right? Everything happens in divine timing and you don't have control over that. Yes, we are co-creators of our own life, but we're co-creators, right? So we work hand in hand with spirit. And there may be something that you guys have been trying to rush, especially if this is a business deal. And maybe this could be the Three of Swords is pointing to that, right? It doesn't have to be about love. If there's anything that maybe has been delayed in terms of business or opportunity, I think this is telling you, like, number one, don't worry, because what you can't see is you've got this Queen of Pentacles energy. So you got the money, you've got, like, energetically, you've got the abundance, but things may have not panned out the way you thought they should, or they may not look the way you want them to at this moment, but just have patience. I feel like things are coming together for sure. There's stuff working behind the scenes that you guys don't know about. And I say that too because you've got the High Priestess here. She knows all the secrets. She knows all the dealings. She knows all the things. So really be trusting your intuition. Don't let your thoughts get carried away too much, right? Because that's easy to do. Try not to overthink. And just kind of really use your intuition to guide you, because I just have a feeling that things aren't exactly as they seem or as you feel, okay? Now, in your past position, you've got Six of Cups. What's clarifying that is Three of Pentacles. So I think in terms of like dating, you know, your dating life was highlighted a lot last month because we were in your season. So whenever we had that full moon, that was tapping right into your, which was also an eclipse. That was also tapping into your relationship, right? Your partnership sector, your seventh house. So some of you guys, this has to do with you guys meeting somebody, going out there, putting yourself out there. Maybe you guys have connected with someone who you feel like is soulmate potential. Some of you guys also may be reconnecting with people from the past, right? I'm getting a really big sense of that. There could be someone from the past, maybe someone that you were always friendly with, but not necessarily in a relationship with, because there's something about this that feels new. If this is pointing to relationship, it'd be like the same as me being like, oh yeah, Tony, I went to high school with him. I know him, but I didn't like know him in high school. But like, oh, we saw each other, we reconnected, and now we're like coming into being a thing type thing, right? If this is that type. I'm getting the sense of that. But also, I do feel like this is for you guys. You guys are making good partnerships with business. So let's say for you entrepreneurs, this is a really good time for you in order to get some new clients. This is a really good time for you guys to do some collaborations with other people who are like into the same type thing that you're in. This is a really good time for connections in terms of your money. Again, your second house is getting lit up so much this month that you guys should really take advantage of it with that Mars being in your second. And just, you know, the sun's in the second house right now for you. That's really, really beautiful. But yes, there does feel like there could be a connection with somebody from the past. It doesn't feel like you know them, but you might know them. You know what I mean? Know them through a friend, that type of thing. But this is really, really beautiful. Now in the future, you've got the Justice card, which I love. So justice is a card of cause and effect. It's a card of this happened, so this is the effect. And some people think that whenever they pull the justice card, that means that everything's going to go their way. No, justice card is telling you, so whatever's right is going to happen, right? Whether it's justice for you or justice for that dog or justice for your ex or justice for whatever. Justice is justice. There is no changing that, right? Some of you guys are really having a fear over this. If you've got a court case situation, I feel like things could be favorable for you. Some of you guys are stressing about something. I also do want to bring up the fact about in terms of relationships. You know, you got the Hierophant card here, and this is about, it can be about commitment. It can be about marriage. I say that too because you got the Justice. In a minute, I will go over the fact that you have the Lovers and you got the Hierophant. So this can be, you know, pointing to a prominent relationship, right? Whether it's yours or maybe you guys are involved in something else. Maybe a best friend is getting married, that type of thing. But again, going back to the way that you guys think and the way you guys are processing information this month, how it's going to be different. I think a lot of that goes back to your spirituality too. You will find many of you Scorpios will be switching from either religious to spiritual or spiritual to religious. I just think that this is a time where there's more information that's given to you in order to make different decisions for yourself, right? Yeah. But if there's something that you guys are worrying about in terms of things going your way or justice being whatever, because this Nine of Swords does talk about fear, right? This is someone who's stressed, can't eat, can't sleep. They're thinking about, you know, these things that just don't feel good. They're having the same reoccurring bad thoughts. There is justice in the situation. I do feel like the justice is yours. So even if this is about truth being told too, I do want to say, around the new moon that's happening on the 4th and around the full moon that's happening on the, I think 19th or something. 18th. Mercury is very active around both of those, the new moon and the full moon. And there's a lot of information that's going to come out for a lot of people. Okay. Around these times. So to me, this feels like that. The justice might just be you getting the answers that you've been waiting for, that everyone's been playing around with you and not giving you, that type of thing. Now, the Lovers card, I do love that it pops up here, especially because towards the end of the month, Jupiter is going into Pisces. I believe that's happening on the 29th of this month. So Jupiter in Pisces is like joy and excitement, right? Jupiter is very comfortable in Pisces because Jupiter is Pisces' original ruler before we discovered Neptune, right? So it's very comfortable there. It's a very spiritual place to be. It's a very joyous place to be. It's a very adventurous place to be, right? So there's a lot of new beautiful beginnings that can come with that Jupiter and Pisces transit. For you guys, this is going to be tapping into your 5th house, which is all about creativity. It's all about romance. It's all about play. It's all about kids. So I do love to see this because you guys could be connecting with someone, especially towards the end of this month. I do want you to be careful because Venus is going retrograde at the end of this month as well. So I wouldn't necessarily, let's say you meet a guy or you meet a girl, I wouldn't necessarily hop into a relationship, right? Take this time because Venus is going to be retrograde from, I want to say the 19th to January, I have it written down, January 29th. Yes. So I would use this time to get to know the person. If there's someone new that you're connecting with at this time, I wouldn't jump out of my skin to jump into a relationship. That's all I'm gonna say. But this could be a really cool connection. It also is looking like it could be maybe with a Gemini, which is so funny because I feel like for the however many years I've had this channel, what, 3 years or whatever, 3-ish years, 2, 3, it there's always been this ongoing story between Scorpio and Gemini. And it's just really funny that they pop up somehow again. And I say that because we got the lovers here, Gemini energy. We've also got the Queen of Swords, which is air energy, could be Gemini energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, doesn't have to be, but I do love this because, you know, Queen of Swords, she's very direct. She doesn't like to play around. She don't like a whole lot of mess. She don't like confusion, and she does not like lies. So I do think that this does tap into the way that you guys are dating going forward, especially you single Scorpios. There's something within the process that you guys are doing a little bit differently to ensure a better outcome, right? So the vetting is better, like the questions, the initial inquiries are a little bit better so that you guys are getting closer to exactly what it is that you want. But there is definitely a chance for you guys to connect with somebody. And those of you guys who are already in a relationship or connected, I do like this because I do feel like if communication especially has been something that's been lacking, things are going to get deeper. Like communication is going to get deeper. Sagittarius energy, right? It's like Sag is like a kid to me, but like deep, right? Because they're playful and they're fun, they're adventurous and they're impulsive. They're super honest to the point where it could hurt your feelings on accident, but they're loving and they're deep. Have you ever had like a deep conversation with a Sagittarius? You'd be fucking blown away because you just, if you're on the surface talking to them, you don't think that they're, you know, it's easy to mistake them for being shallow, but they're very deep. So I do like that. I think that kind of, you know, that deepness kind of comes out of everybody this month because we are collectively in this energy. But I do think there's a lot of good conversation, interesting conversation to go around for you guys and your partners or potential partners. Now this worries me just a touch. 5 of Pentacles. This 5 of Pentacles has to do with feeling left out. It has to do with feeling alone. Be nice to yourself this season. Holidays are not an easy time for a lot of people. A lot of people get seasonal depression around this time, especially if they're single or live far away from loved ones or whatever. Stay close to what makes you happy. Don't get caught up in anything. Don't get caught up in anything. Try not to let things trigger you. When you see happy couples or what seems like happy couples online, just be happy for them and move on. Because the fact of the matter is we don't really know anything, right? We only show the best of ourselves online, most of us. Some people cry online, but I just don't want you to get into a place of comparison this month because that could happen because honestly, things are beautiful for you. Now you got the Hierophant card, which is clarifying this, right? So where you feel like you are left out, you aren't. Like Hierophant, yes, it talks about marriage. Yes, it talks about commitment. Yes, spirituality, but it talks about tribe. It talks about community. Where is your tribe? You guys remember that you guys have a tribe, right? You have people around you. You have loving potential around you. You have all of that. I think that you guys are just really stepping away from something, kind of taking a step back from something. And sometimes it doesn't always feel the greatest, right? Now, keep in mind, you guys are onto some new things. You got the 2 of Wands here, which is all about making plans, going in a new route, going on a new adventure, which is beautiful. And then you got the 10 of Swords here, which is like the ending of a struggle cycle. So again, especially in terms of dating, I think there's a lot of better vetting that's going on. I think with, you know, your 3rd house being activated with Mercury being there, I think that this changes your perspective on relationships, how you see relationships, what you want in a relationship. All these things are going to benefit you going forward, especially in relationships, if that's what you're in. But, you know, that 9 of Swords here and 10 of Swords here, I think that you guys are coming to an end of a troubling cycle. So I love it. You got, I surrender to a power greater than me. That's right. Surrender. You also got positivity, faith, and optimism. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you were on. Keep the faith and keep going. I think this is really important for you guys to get because no shade. most Scorpios are not naturally optimistic. Most water signs, so it's not even just about you guys, most water signs are not naturally optimistic. Of course, everyone's a little bit different depending on what your chart and all that stuff's going on. It's not, but this, like, most Scorpios are not naturally optimistic. Most Scorpios are not naturally trusting. So relax a little, right? Relax a little. Expect the best things to happen to you. Expect nothing but blessings and beautiful opportunities. Don't expect the worst. Change your expectations about things and you'll see how things start to change. Now, you've got religious factors. So it says your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. That makes sense, especially being that Hierophant card. Again, there's something that's changing in a big way. And I think for a lot of you guys, it has to do with how you see relationships, what you want in a relationship. Now, this religious factors card to me doesn't always necessarily point to religion. To me, it's more a card of tradition, because if we're being honest, most of us believe what we believe, or connected to whatever religions we're connected to, because traditionally this is how our family has believed, right? And then when you get to be an adult, you make your own damn decisions. A lot of us are unlearning a lot to learn what actually works for us, right? So again, this could be you guys maybe even bucking against the current a little bit of what you've been brought up to believe, what you've been brought up thinking that you should expect and want and need and blah, blah, blah. These things are coming up in your relationships and you might be seeing patterns of that. And I think these things are things that you are looking at, right? That third house energy, and kind of changing your mind on certain things, that what works for you. So I think this is really beautiful month. I think this is going to be a powerful month. Lots of growth here, lots to be proud of yourself. I think you guys have come over a hump. I think that you're going to be out there. Again, you've got that nice flirty Jupiter and Pisces energy. It's going to be working for you at the end of the month. So there's definitely chance to find some connections, especially towards the end of the month. But Venus is retrograde. So like, y'all don't really jump into things. But, you know, some signs I have to tell them like, hold on, girl. But, you know, that's all. So I hope that this is helpful for you guys. If you would like a personal reading, you can reach out to me at shesvibetarot@gmail.com. But first, look at my About tab. I've got my menu of services, pricing, everything, right? So you know what you want. And then if you'd like to schedule a live reading with me, there's actually a link there and you could do that on your own. So I hope this was helpful. I love you guys so, so much, and I will see you later. Bye.